thought I was cut off a little early last time, so I'm going to finish with my last 2 minutes with that statement from LEAP again. It says, despite all the lives destroyed and all the money so ill spent, today illicit drugs are cheaper, more potent, and much easier to access than they were at the beginning of the war on drugs 40 years ago. Meanwhile, people continue dying on the streets while drug barons and terrorists continue to grow richer, more powerful, and better armed. None of the stated U.S. policy goals of lowering the incidence of crime, addiction, drug availability, or juvenile drug use has been achieved. Instead, our approach has magnified these problems by creating a self-perpetuating, ever-expanding policy of destruction. Yet, the United States still insists on continuing the war and pressuring other governments to perpetuate these same unworkable policies. The drug war wreaks havoc, funds terrorism, and causes major corruption around the globe. This is the very definition of the failed public policy. This madness must cease. That's what former drug cops had to say. To say the prisons are not packed with people as a result of the drug war is a flat lie. And I'm going to tell you why it's a lie. If you want to just say that, people who are just simply there for mere possession of marijuana, okay, the prisons are not packed with those people. But if you got 2 joints, you're going to get charged with sales. If you're driving down the street, you might be transporting for sale. If you're growing some plants, they're going to get you for production, and you're going to get paraphernalia charges. And if you got a prior, you're mandatory prison. Lots of people are in prison. There are people in prison right now. If they could hear what Mr. Montgomery just said, they would absolutely want to throw up. Do whatever you want to do. Did I say that? That is a misstatement of my position. I never said do whatever you want to do. There is an ocean of difference between do whatever you want to do and do whatever you want to do with your own body, your own property, your own money. Don't buy into this misstatement. And really, killing more people is the solution? Killing more people is how we're going to ramp up and fight the drug war? I, for one, would prefer a civilized society where people aren't killed so that we can save them from themselves. And to say a black market would still exist is also a misstatement. It's true that there is a black market in alcohol and for tobacco cigarettes. But do you know why? Because you can't ignore economics. When you tax the snot out of something and you make the price so much higher than what would be the free market price, you have created an artificial black market. Where's the black market in Amsterdam? I've been there 3 times. I'm going to tell you how that goes in just a second. I want to be the very first guy in favor of the drug war. I make a bunch of money on the drug war. Why am I against the drug war? Because it's simply best for our country to end it. It is just not compatible with a free society. It's okay if you say you like the drug war, but don't also say in the same sentence you're for a free society, because you are not. It's a national embarrassment. It's been a tragedy. It's ruined lives. They have turned us from the land of the free into the land of the incarcerated. We are not the land of the free. It's a lie. It's killing our justice system. The courts are packed. I was in the arraignment court this morning. I think there were 180 matters on the calendar, all for 8:30. It's almost every day. So many of them are drug cases. It's bogging our system down. It's taking money away from going after real bad guys. If you're asking the wrong question, it doesn't matter what the answer is. The question is not whether these drugs are bad for you. The question is, would society be improved by legalizing it? Marijuana doesn't ruin people's lives. The drug war ruins people's lives. 17 years as a criminal defense attorney, thousands of cases, not one case involving marijuana and violence. Most of the crimes that I get, that I defend people on, they're cases like possession for sale, transportation for sale, production for sale. There are all these sort of ancillary things that go on as a result of the drug war. That's what the real problem is. The real problem is the drug war. There, of course, are lots of people, good people, who smoke pot. Lots of them have lost their financial aid. If you're here in school and you're in school pursuing some degree to do something great in the world and you get caught smoking pot, if Mr. Montgomery has his way, you're going to lose your financial aid. Wait, just to save you from yourself. You know how many lost jobs we have? People with felonies on records, people who have lost their civil rights, can't vote, can't possess firearms, they're in prison, they're fined, their property is seized, or said another way, stolen from them by the government. They're labeled criminals. The drug war ruined their lives, not the marijuana. There are countless productive people who smoke weed. They're your neighbors. They're peaceful people. They are in all walks of life, and they are using it recreationally, just for the fun of it, because they're Americans, and they're free, and they can damn well do whatever they want with their own bodies. What's the problem? I've been to Amsterdam 3 times. I've been there as somebody who's a criminal defense attorney for 17 years. I was a justice studies major right here at ASU. I'm interested in this stuff. I witnessed lots of drug deals in Amsterdam. You know how they go? Somebody walks in and says, "Hey man, what do you got?" And then their menu comes out. Then there's a discussion with the guy behind the counter. And then the drugs are bought. There's even a microscope. You can look at the merchandise. And you know what? There's no games. There's no guns. There's no violence. There's no arrests. There's no problem. There's no need to pay a criminal defense attorney. Nobody's going to jail. The cops just walk right by, and there's no problem. And there's no black market in Amsterdam until 1 o'clock, when the legal market closes. Then guess what happens? The black market shows up. You want to buy marijuana in Amsterdam after 1 o'clock? You're buying it in the streets. The drug war, in my opinion, is flat out unconstitutional. It's disgusting. I talk to drug dealers all the time. They love the drug war. They love the drug war. They do not want it to end. They agree with Mr. Montgomery. The big-time drug dealers, they are on Mr. Montgomery's side of this debate. They know they can't compete with large corporations. Where are the alcohol dealers? Where are the gangs? Where are the cartels pushing alcohol? Where's the violence in alcohol? If you support the drug war, you support the drug dealers. That's the side you're on. It doesn't serve a worthwhile goal. The costs in money and human lives are incalculable. It's anti-freedom, it's un-American, it's been a terrible mistake, a horrible disaster, and it is finally time in this country for us to wake up and start putting human liberty first.